Yeah, hi there. These comments are for HK. This is Michael. I am the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons. Now, you sent me 4 emails. My goodness. I wish you had just done them in one audio file, because now I don't know which to listen to first. I guess I should do the one that you sent first. That probably is more logical, right? So let me go to the very first one that you sent. Let me download this one first. All right, here we go.
File's done.
Click on it right now.
I think the most important for improve my speaking and pronunciation ability of English is listening a lot of English or newspaper.
I would say listening to a lot of English, such as
news, and then we should repeat their pronunciation. If we repeat their pronunciation, it will be helpful.
So you're having a lot of pauses, kind of hesitations and pauses in there. It's kind of like you're trying to find the vocabulary and the grammar, and then you're speaking, but you have to find the grammar and the vocabulary first before you can express your ideas. So that's not really fluent, so you definitely need a lot more practice with your speaking. Okay, let's go to your next file that you sent. I'm going to download this one right now.
File's done.
Okay, here we go.
The purpose why I'm taking the language course is to enter the graduate school. So I want to develop my English skill. So I have to achieve through this this course.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you just said there. Let me listen to that again.
English skill. This course, I want to develop my English skill, and I want to this course. I want to develop my English to achieve.
That's what I'm not sure about.
Through this
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying there.
I want to develop my English skill, and I want to write whatever I want to say.
Okay. Let's go to your next one. So you're answering some of my questions in Part B, and this looks like this is probably Part A. It's 1.9 megabytes, a little bit bigger file. I'm downloading it right now.
File's done.
Grow, honor, over, father, do, pet, pot, map, map, tick, tuck, on.
You don't say an, on, an, on. Those are two separate words there, an, on.
Make, mock, bright, brown, broy, lie, route, lawyer, pie, pound.
By the way, very clear recording. I'm telling you, the iPhone makes a very clear recording. It's perfect.
Gate, get, late, let, mate, met, wait, led, dane, then, meet, meat, pit,
This is trouble. Write this one down. This is killing you right now. You say meat, meat. I say meat, mit. You say Pete, Pete. I say Pete, pit. It. So this is difficult for you. I think in Korean there is a different, you probably don't use one of these sounds, or it's only in a certain position. I can't remember what the rule is in Korean right now. But it is very different. Your language is different from English, and this is very hard for you. Unfortunately, we have many sounds with the I, E. If you confuse these two sounds, could cause you some trouble with people understanding you.
reap, sit,
This is very difficult.
hit.
You tried, you got a little bit better near the end, but still no. And believe it or not, one of the main differences, I think, hit, is the E, the tongue is softer. With the I, the tongue is, actually with the E, the tongue is harder. Then with I, the tongue is actually softer. So how hard or soft your tongue is also affects the quality of the vowel sounds in these pairs of words.
Look, lock, took, tough, could, curl, match, mesh, chip, ship, feature, shaft.
I'm going to say there, I think you can practice this one too, and that final is chaffed, shaft. Chaffed, shaft. It's not chaffed, but just chaffed. Or actually maybe chafed. I'm not pronouncing it right. Chafed. Chafed, shaft.
Cheer, shear, off, half, have, fine, vine, fan, waver.
Not bad. The last one you can probably improve the medial V. Wafer, waver.
How, have it, who, rehash, behavior, hate, Batman, bit, important, brightening, head track, threaten, major, measure, frazier, lesson.
That would be legion. Legend, legion.
Engine, azure, rise, Asia, cake, sink, sack, came, game, cap, lake, leg, lean, layer, batter, luggage.
This is going to be tough for you. The R and the L sounds. I think in your language the R and the L are the same sound. However, in English they are not. So I think you need to study that lesson.
Other, right, light, committed, pace, base, flap, cap.
The problem here is you're saying the two words with the same length or the same duration, but with the P, because it's a voiceless consonant, the vowel sound should be shorter, flap. But then when you put the B on the end of the word, it's more flab. So then you have cap, cab. So the words that end in B, the vowels should be longer in those words compared to the P at the end of the word.
Rep, lep, pay, bay, lice, rise, sip, zip, su, ju, maze, Eliza.
Yeah, I think you could work on this one a little bit more too. That's lesson 20, the Z especially. Zip, zoo, maze, Eliza, Eliza, Eliza.
Multiple Robert. Example, pressure. Principal, number. People, philosopher. Volcanism, Leiden. Maximum question. Summer reason. Chase them often.
It's good.
Tip, tip. Curd, curd. Tight, tight. Train, drain. Fed, fed. Tip, dream. Thigh, thigh. Thigh, thigh. Breath, breath. Teeth,
I would say there, breath, breathe. Thigh, thigh.
teeth. Through, through. Breath, breathy.
You're about 50% on that one. I'm going to put that down, which means you're still having about 50% of the time you're having trouble with those sounds. Okay, so I think we're good. So I just went through your 4 emails. No, there's one more. Wait a minute. You're answering one more question. Okay, let's listen to this one and then I can give you some advice.
I think the most important for improve my speaking and pronunciation ability.
I would say the most important thing for improving, I would use a gerund there, not for improve, but for improving, ing.
Of English is listening a lot of.
You want to say listening to a lot of something. Don't forget your preposition.
English or newspaper news, and then we should repeat their pronunciation. If we repeat their pronunciation, it will be helpful.
Okay, so now I think I have a lot of information now. HK, I just listened to your pretest. You went through all of the vowel and consonant sounds of American English and you actually answered the 3 questions in Part B. First of all, here are the specific lessons you're having the most trouble with. Write these down. Lesson number 11, 13, 16, 18, 19, 20, and also lesson number 24. So you definitely want to focus in there. You want to focus on those lessons, I should say. Now, lessons 7 through 24, I would go through all of the videos and all the lessons in my course, but especially focus on the ones that I just wrote down here. Now, as you go through my lessons, HK, read out loud with me. All my pronunciation videos are captioned, which means you can see everything that I read, that I say. And then you can read with me, and especially do this when I'm doing the academic reading passages at the end of each video. You'll know what I'm talking about, and you also see some sample sentences there. Read with me as I go over the sample sentences and those sample paragraphs that target the sounds you're learning in each of those lessons. That kind of imitation can really help make more progress. Now, I'll be honest with you, you got a lot of problems with your pronunciation and your speaking right now. You cannot solve these things in probably 2 or 3 months. You want to make a consistent effort over the next 4 or 5 months to really, really practice the language a lot. So I have a sense a little bit that your vocabulary is probably a little bit limited. So you can study my vocabulary lesson number 3, vocabulary lesson number 4, number 5, number 6. So go through and study those vocabulary lessons. That's very important. And of course, make sure that you continue to work in the pronunciation part of my course. Your intelligibility score right now, HK, is 3.0 out of 7. That means you are intermediate level or low intermediate level in your speaking. That means you're not where you want to be. In order to do better, I think at the graduate level, you will really need to work hard on improving your pronunciation. I think if you want to function at a reasonable level in your graduate classes. Anyway, the link to your intelligibility score is included in this email so you can learn more about it. Anyway, thank you for completing the pretest, and keep up the good work.